All right, we'll get things started off with Robbie.
Coach, I mean, the obvious question here is, have you ever experienced anything like that? You had 8 available players. Maya was about half a player down the stretch, but she was playing almost like 2 players. What did you think about your team tonight and what they were able to do on the road, and what was really just a gutsy performance?
Yeah, I'm sure you all expected that to happen. Maya was tremendous. Annie was. I mean, I can go right down the line. When we needed a play and it looked like we were on our last leg, they just kept putting their hands on balls and getting a steal and getting a key rebound. I mean, just amazing. And then I thought we had lost Maya for the game, and somehow she comes back, tapes the ankle, and gets 2 or 3 more steals and makes, again, it's just an outstanding effort. So proud to be a part of this.
When did you find out that Rakia was going to be unavailable?
It was this morning. No, actually, it was at noon. Yeah, at noon. That was really good news to hear. And then you just never know in today what's happening. It's unfortunate, but and I can't really go into details about specifics. I mean, but yeah, we were planning yesterday. I talked to you guys. We talked about all kinds of stuff. It was going to be 2 assistants. That was going to be tough. But we had eight available players, and I can't talk about specifics just because of for their privacy, and there might be some SEC rules. I need to educate myself, to be honest with you, what I can and cannot talk about with that. I'd like to talk about the game probably more than anything else. But how about our kids? We game planned with Rakia. We game planned, with an extra player, and nobody batted an eye. They just came out there and said, "Let's go, let's go."
John, go ahead.
Doug, how proud are you of this group with pulling off what they were able to with this limited amount of players available? And 2, would you say this is your favorite moment as interim head coach of Mississippi State so far?
Yeah, it is. I was going to try to think. I don't want to answer that thing too quick, but yeah, it's hard to imagine a better feeling than tonight. That was really special. Go on the road, play a very good Alabama team, and regardless of the circumstances, this by far is my favorite moment up to this point.
Colin, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, Anastasia Hayes coming back was big for South Carolina, and then in this one, she had 22 points. But getting the synchronicity of that trio of guards going, how big was that for you on both ends of the floor tonight?
Well, it's always going to be, but especially tonight, because we really did need to spread the floor, and we tried to win the possession battle in terms of playing a little more offense than we had to defense, maybe shorten the game a tad with the limited players. But there are times we're putting 3 or 4 point guards out there. They played point guards in their at different times in their career. So that does help us with ball handling. It does help us with some decision making. We made a couple tired mistakes defensively, and then a couple offensively too. But I thought we played with incredible poise. We weren't just running around with our heads cut off. We waited for cutters to clear, to find the space, and then they utilized the space, and then their decision making skills for the most part were outstanding tonight.
Andy, go ahead.
Hey, Doug. When you kind of find out that you guys don't have Rakia and I guess Ashley as well, what's kind of the message to the team in that moment when you, kind of second straight game that I know you're pretty proud of the way you guys played against South Carolina, but second straight game you have this weird last minute adjustment that you have.
Yeah. To be honest with you, there's no great message other than to focus on the details ahead. And maybe we talk about it for just a little bit. This is who we have. Let's go. And there's nothing more than that. And again, I've mentioned this before, but having versatility, because we found out 10 minutes of our game day practice, 10 minutes left, and there's all kinds of different lineups we'd never used before. So we're trying to figure out some inbounds plays that those groups could use. But because they're so versatile and we put them in different spots at different times, the main thing for me is for them not to panic. Like when I say, I want you to play over here, and early on they did, said, I don't know that, I can't do that. I'd say, yes, you can. And we gotten to a point now, it's like, just put me in, I'll play anywhere. And that was my ultimate goal. I mean, not for this specifically. I didn't know this was going to happen, but I just think that's a good way to play. And the more positions you can play, the more options we have. Thank God that we approached it that way from the beginning.
That block by Maya Taylor with like 10 seconds left, was that kind of the epitome of her like gutting it out? I mean, obviously she was not 100%, but she closed the last space there and got her hand up.
I mean, she shows up every day. She shows up every day for practice. I mean, she just never has a weak moment. I've just never seen her take it up to this level. This was a first for me, and she's been special for a long time at Mississippi State. There's a reason that all the state fans love her so much. But that was my first experience watching her take it to another level and bringing everybody else along with her.
We're going to wrap things up with Robbie.
Coach, we know kind of the strain that it puts on the team when you don't have very many players out there. What kind of strain does it put on them when you don't have a bench full of assistants? And you just had you and Eddie out there tonight, I think. What was that like, dealing with just the one guy sitting right next to you?
Lonely. I mean, before the game, I was sitting there all by myself, and then Hannah, our strength coach, was sitting a couple chairs over, and I said, this is kind of lonely. You want to come over and sit by me? But once the game gets started, nothing else exists. The fans don't exist. It's just two teams competing. That's excuse me. That's all I see. And so Eddie did a great job. Excuse me. Eddie did a great job. Ashley Morris, our director of basketball operations, was outstanding. Again, everybody, and I complimented those guys last time on how good they are when a couple people are down, and not everybody notices, what somebody at the end of the bench does for a team, whether it's getting you a board, getting chairs out and those things. But, when we're missing managers and we're missing different people like that, it's a well-oiled machine at Mississippi State. And I don't know who did the structure. I don't know who came up with it. It wasn't me. But I mean, it's just the mentality of next person up, whether it's a manager, a player. It's, like I said, it's a fun place to work when you have people all working together for one common goal.
Hey, Doug, I'm really sorry. I just have one more really quick one, if that's okay, Kelly. At the very end of the game, I saw you get your girls together in a nice little huddle, and you were smiling and saying something to them. What did you say to them at the very end of that game when they were all circled up on the court like that?
It's a private moment now. I'd have to be vulnerable to tell you that.
We're the media, man. We dig deep for the hard stuff, for the good stuff.
Yeah, go read Brene Brown or something. Vulnerability. Really, what I said was, I have no words for this. I said, this is a feeling. Enjoy it. You deserve it.